How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Sick Air TV, and today we're going to be doing a spec comparison between the LG Wing and the Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus, and we're going to be going on over the specs as far as display, battery, and maybe show you guys a little bit of a comparison between cameras as far as which one takes the better photos. So let's go ahead and jump down into it, but before we do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell. That way you get notified on my future videos. I really appreciate it. A subscribe would be just awesome for me, guys, and yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. And let's go ahead and jump down into it. So both of these are really nice devices. LG is from last year, 2020, while the Samsung is the newest Samsung Galaxy S21 that just got released. I believe it was not too long ago. And we're gonna go on over to specs and show you guys a little bit of a display comparison and cameras and etc. So let's go ahead and start off with the LG Wing. Now this one, of course, has two displays, as you can see right there. The first display, the main display, is going to be a 6.8-inch POLED with a screen to body ratio of 87%, and it is a 1080 by 2460 with 395 pixels per inch. Secondary display is going to be a GOLED 1080 by 1240, and really nice. It's a 3.9-inch GOLED, pretty much plastic substrate, glass substrate. This display is really nice. No complaints here on it. Really excellent displays on LG devices, and you'll probably be seeing a little comparison as far as the two and as far as, you know, which one looks the best. As you can see, there are no hole punch cutouts for the camera or anything. You do have a slight bezel and a chin at the bottom, but it's still really nice. The sides just melt on over with that curve, so really nice. It's a long display. I believe it's a 21:9 aspect ratio, Gorilla Glass 5, and you do get an always on display as well. Very customizable and very nice with the in-display fingerprint sensor. Going on over to the Samsung, this is a dynamic AMOLED, 6.7 inches, so a little bit smaller than the LG's, and you do get a 88.3% screen to body ratio, 1080 by 2400. So the resolution on here is a little bit less than the LG, but not by much. Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, and you also do get an always on display as well, and an in-display ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. HDR10 Plus, the only differences between these two is you get a 60 Hertz and you get a 120 Hertz refresh rate right here. So I definitely prefer the Samsung. As far as colors go and everything, really nice on both of them. The Samsung wins with that 120 Hertz refresh rate, while the LG does have some really nice colors and excellent brightness. They both get really bright outside and definitely bright enough so you could see outdoors. Fingerprint sensors, probably have to give the win to the Samsung just because it's quicker. The LG takes a little bit longer to unlock, but it has gotten a little bit better over the software updates on the LG, so keep that in mind. As far as display goes, really nice on both of these. You will not be disappointed. Samsung, like I said, probably takes the cake as far as having that high screen to body ratio. Going on over to the size of these, both really big phones. The LG is definitely a lot taller and a little bit more heavier than the Samsung. With the dimensions on the LG, it's going to be 6.67 inches tall, 2.93 wide, and 0.43 thick. So it is a thick phone, but keep in mind you do have that secondary display, which makes it a little bit thicker than your normal average smartphone. As far as weight goes, it comes in at about 9.17 ounces. Gorilla Glass 5 on front and on the back. IP54 splash proof, not IP68 on the LG, of course. It does have a water repellent coating on the inside, that way it'll help repel some water, and I'm pretty sure all the ports are protected as well. But since this is a rotating display, there's not really much water resistance you can do with it. It is MIL STD 810G compliant. Does not guarantee ruggedness or use in extreme conditions though, so it is glass, and we all know glass will break. Going on over to the Samsung S21, we're just going to call it the S21. This is the Plus version. As far as size goes, it is 6.36 inches tall, 2.98 wide, and 0.31 thick, so it is very, very thin compared to the LG's chunker of a design. The S21 is definitely a lot more easier to handle in the hand, but like I said, the LG is very narrow and very, very comfortable with that curved back and curved screen. Corning Gorilla Glass Victus on the front and on the back, so that's really, really nice. Weight comes in at about 6.5 ounces, so really, really light device. You do have aluminum frame, of course, on both of these as well. IP68 water and dust resistance on here, so really, really nice on both of these. Probably have to give the build, I don't know, probably to the S21 maybe. It depends on you guys of what you prefer. The LG is a really, really nice phone. The hardware on here is really nice. It's just that software I cannot get over. All right, going on over to the platform. The LG is running Android 10 out of the box. Still no Android 11 update for this, so who knows when we'll be getting Android 11 for the LG Wing. Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G, and I believe it does have 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of internal storage. And you also have the option for micro SD card expansion, which is really, really nice. Your GPU is the Adreno 620, and yeah, you do have micro SD card expansion and a lot of internal storage, so really, really nice on the LGs. Going on over to the Samsung, it is running Android 11 out of the box with Samsung's One UI 3.0. You get the Snapdragon 888 on here, so the latest and greatest from Qualcomm. You do get, I believe it is 8 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of internal storage. No micro SD card expansion, unfortunately. On the S21, they removed that feature on their S series, which is really, really sad. So as far as storage goes, give the storage to the LG with that high storage and micro SD card expansion. It just wins on over everything. I really like having the option to put a micro SD card slot in there with all my music and take a whole bunch of photos and not have to worry about storage and everything on either one of these. Over here you get the Adreno 660 GPU, so really, really nice. Updated specs over here on the Samsung. Really, really nice devices. Now the Samsung definitely is going to be a lot faster than the LG's mid-range chipset, but the LG, despite having that slow refresh rate, is still a capable phone. You can still, you know, do anything you can on here, play games. The Snapdragon 765G is more than capable of doing what you need it to do on the LG. Going on over to the cameras. Now this is where everything gets really, really interesting. Both have 3 cameras on the back and 1 on the front. The LG, we're gonna start on over with that one. You do get a 64 megapixel main sensor with an aperture of f1.8. And it does have PDAF, autofocus, optical image stabilization. And then you get a 13 megapixel ultra wide with an aperture of f1.9. And then you also get a 12 megapixel wide angle ultra wide as well with an aperture of f2.2. And essentially what this is one ultra wide is going to be for your gimbal mode, which pretty much allows you to move on over, you know, side to side, up and down with that. And it pretty much has everything cropped out until you zoom into that. So really, really nice on that. Really cool gimbal mode stuff. It is limited to only 1080p when you do use gimbal mode, and low light is really not that great when you're using this mode right here. Going on over to the front facing camera, you do get a pop-up selfie camera, and it is motorized, 32 megapixels, aperture of f 1.9, and it can record up to 4K. I believe it is 30 frames per second. Yeah, it's going to be 4K 30 frames per second on the front facing camera, 4K 60 on the rear facing cameras as well. So you get a lot of different options, especially when using this gimbal mode, as far as using time-lapse, dual recording, slow-mo, a lot of different options that you could get on the LG. So it's really cool that they give you all of these options. Of course, on your video side, you do get manual video, manual camera, and you do get night view. Everything that LG can slap on here is really nice. And for video, you do get that ASMR and bokeh, voice bokeh effect on here. So really good audio when you're recording video on the LG. Going on over to the Samsung's cameras, you get a 12 megapixel main sensor with an aperture of f1.8. You also get the PDAF and optical image stabilization. Your secondary camera is a telephoto, 64 megapixels, aperture of f2.0, and it is capable of 1x optical zoom and 3x hybrid zoom on the Samsung S21. And your third sensor finally is your ultra wide 12 megapixel f2.2, and you can record up to 8K video recording on the rear facing camera of the Samsung Galaxy S21. Your selfie camera is going to be a 10 megapixel aperture of f2.2, and you can record up to 4K 60 on this front facing camera, which is really nice. I love it when phones include 4K video content on their devices. You'll probably be seeing some pictures flash, a couple of pictures that I took comparing them, and you do have your ultra wide and your 3x zoom, and then you could also go all the way up to 30x zoom with that camera right there. Let's go ahead and crop that out a little bit. So yeah, you can zoom in quite a bit on here. The LG could only zoom in, I believe it is 10 times. So let's go ahead and go into there. So yeah, on the LG, you could only zoom in about 10 times right there. But to get an actual decent zoom, it'll probably be more likely about 5, as you can see right there. Really nice features on both of these. Samsung does offer the new director's view, which gives you a preview of each lens that you could use. You could do your zoom in, your regular, and then your ultra wide, and this does record at only 1080p, and you can swap these around to have your little windows on there to where it'll show you up here, and you swap it around and put you in that little window. You could change this to do a split screen, just like you can do on the LG as well with that dual recording feature on the LG. As far as cameras go, probably give that win to the Samsung, but as far as video capability and everything and pictures, the LG is really good as far as taking video. I love using this thing to take video for my channel. The ASMR mode is excellent. That probably wins over the Samsung. Low light on both of these is about the same. Really not that spectacular, but it is still really good when using either one of these cameras. Going on over to speakers, the LG does only have a bottom firing speaker, which is very disappointing, and this thing does not sound really good. Let me just tell you guys that if you're looking to, watch content and video on here, use some headphones or Bluetooth headphones. You will not be satisfied with this bottom firing speaker. It does the job, but it's not very loud, and when you do get loud, it does distort quite a bit. Over here on the Samsung, you do get stereo speakers, one being at the bottom and then your earpiece doubling as one. You get Dolby Atmos on the Samsung, and on the LG you do get your 3D sound engine, which only works if you have headphones connected to it. No headphone jack on either one of these, unfortunately. LG has gotten rid of the headphone jack on them. Will they be bringing it back? Probably not. This is probably going to be LG's last phone since they are going away, but no headphone jack on either one of these, which is sad. As far as speaker quality goes, definitely the win goes to the Samsung for having really excellent speaker quality and sounding really good. Headphones, Bluetooth sound great on either one of these, no issues whatsoever. Connectivity is awesome. Going on over to Bluetooth for the LG, you get Bluetooth 5.1, and over here on the Samsung 5.0, and so yeah, keep that in mind. As far as batteries go, on the Samsung you get a 4800 milliamp hour battery, 25 watt fast charging, 15 watt wireless charging, and 4.5 watt reverse wireless charging. So a lot more options over here on the Samsung as far as having that reverse wireless charging, so you could charge a small device on the back. So really nice. Going on over to the LG side, as far as battery goes, you get a 4000 milliamp hour battery, fast charging, which I believe it is 25 watt if I'm not mistaken. You do get wireless charging on here, no reverse wireless charging unfortunately, but you do have the option to get wireless charging, which is really nice. I really appreciate that. Quick charge 4.0. As far as battery life goes, Samsung definitely wins, especially if you're using both displays on the LG Wing. Battery life can be shortened down by that, but it does help that it does have 60 Hz refresh rate. It won't drain your battery as far. Standby time might be a little bit better on the LG than it is on the S21, but really nice. I wish they would have included a larger battery over here. 4800 milliamp hour battery is really good on the Samsung Galaxy S21. As far as features go, the LG takes the cake as far as multitasking and being able to do whatever the heck you want on here as far as multitasking goes, and opening up a whole bunch of different kind of apps on here, which is cool. You have so many different options to do, so many different ways that you could use this device to, you know, play games and have your map up here. I really don't play games, but this thing is very innovative and very cool when you want to do multitasking and open up multiple windows on here. It's really nice that you can do that. The Samsung, you still can do split screen and things like that on here, but as far as multitasking goes, I definitely might give that to the LG Wing. Now the LG Wing is a little bit slower than the Snapdragon 888 over here on the Samsung, but it still does the job really nicely. The touch response as far as display goes, this phone is very clunky just because of that 60 Hz refresh rate. Now I'm maybe spoiled when it comes down to refresh rates. I really like anything that's 90 and above. Anything 60, I definitely notice it, but the LG, compared to other 60 Hz displays, is still a very clunky kind of phone. Definitely nowhere near as fast as a Samsung or the Note or even the Pixel 4a 5G. So, and that probably has to do with their software. LG software has always been behind the times when it comes down to, you know, their aesthetics and everything like that. But really nice regardless. I definitely enjoy the LG when I'm doing videos and taking content and videos on here. Really nice. This thing takes excellent videos, keep that in mind. And the Samsung does take really good videos as well and really good pictures. But as far as options go, they're both really good. They both offer manual video mode. Really nice. You can get 8K over here on the Samsung. As far as colors go, the LG Wing comes in Illusion Gray, Aurora Gray, and Illusion Sky, which is this really bright color. Really nice color, very flashy. While over here on the Samsung, as far as the Plus goes, you get Phantom Black, you get Phantom Silver, and Phantom Violet, and there are also a pink, gold, and a red on here, and this obviously is the Phantom Black. Really nice looking phones. You do get that newer updated camera module over here on the Samsung, while over here it does look a lot like a mixture between a Note 9 and a Note 20 Ultra on the LG. So really nice devices on both of them. You can't go wrong. The LG is a little bit higher priced. It's the same price as the Samsung. I don't know if it's gone down, but when I got this device, it was cheaper. It was about $600, I believe. and the original price was $999. The Samsung is $999, and the LG is definitely not worth that $1,000 price tag. If you could get this cheaper, get it cheaper. I really think you should not pay the $1,000 for this phone. It's definitely not worth it. You're getting mid-range specs in here, really good cameras, but everything else is very mid-range on here. Get this phone at a discount. The Samsung, $1,000. This thing should have been priced at least $899. I don't think it's worth $1,000 just because of that lack of SD cards, lack of high resolution display. But other than that, performance is great on this one. Performance is actually pretty good on the LG, but the Samsung takes the cake in that department. So with that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed this video of the spec comparison between the Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus and the LG Wing. Two really good devices, this one being of 2020 and this one being the latest and greatest from Samsung of 2021. Which one do you think you might like the best or might be picking up? Let me know in the comments down below. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did, thumbs down if you didn't enjoy, that is quite alright. Subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.